Hey, we're back. Alright. Hey guys, Asurai here, back at it again with another review. I'm going to show to you guys another gaming gear that you can add to your arsenal of equipment when you do play FPS, MOBA, or whatever kind of game you do play on the PC, the personal computer. And this is it, the Zowie EC2-A White Edition. Glorious White Edition. So let's check it out. So here it is, guys, the Zowie EC2-A White Edition. Basically, the difference with this and any regular Zowie EC2-A mouse is that it's white and does have that glossy finish. There isn't really any gameplay difference, although in terms of like the outer appearance of it, it does accumulate gamer gunk and it's more visible because it is white. But the easy fix to it that I've discovered is basically you just have to wipe it with cloth, with any type of cloth, and then you're good to go. So before we get into the shell of the mouse, let's check out the cable itself. It is a gold-plated USB cable. Does have the logo for USB as well as the Zowie logo, which makes it an easy indicator to know that you plugged it, that you plugged this mouse into that USB port. So, you know, if you're gonna be reaching to the back of your desktop and you're gonna be trying to look for it, that's just gonna make it easier to identify. Next, of course, is the anchor. Same thing, I think, that it does just, you know, indicate that this is your Zowie mouse and this is the cable for it. But the really prevalent thing that I love about the Zowie mouse, the other prevalent thing, aside from, of course, the mouse itself, is the cable, which basically is rubber. People are saying that rubber cables, you know, compared to braided cables, tend to wear out easily. I don't know, that's just, I guess based on experience. I had a G502 before, and the cable really didn't last with me that long. It just frayed out and kind of exposed the rubber cable inside, which I think was pretty awkward to look at. So that won't happen with this one. Plus, the other thing that kind of separates this to other cables is that I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little bit of a shine coming through it, meaning that it does have that, I think, a different coating. It makes it a little bit more silky or slippery, which means that if you actually drag it, the mouse cable on the mouse pad, it would actually just, you know, glide on through, because there are some rubber cables that are very rough and tend to actually have friction with the mouse pad. Same with like what a braided cable has. I don't know if you can really see it, but this is one for my Zowie mouse. You can see the feeling of it is very smooth on my end, and this is one is from my Rival 300. You can see here the Hyper Beast, and there's somewhat of a rough finish to it, although I don't know if it's minimal or moderate, but I can feel like there's a little bit of scraping underneath my fingertips. So be sure to check that one out, guys, if you're like curious, or if you do see some kind of effect when you do play with your mouse, or when you do play your games. Next, of course, we do have the shell itself. The Zowie EC2-A is rocking that right-hand ergonomic design. It's basically the EC1-A, but on a shorter, on a smaller form factor, which I think is, pretty good, because it just makes it easier for small to medium hand sizes to actually, like, on the time that you actually just put it, it immediately just feels comfortable and natural to you, rather than what I had with the EC1-A when I was supposed to like adjust to the size of it. Similar with what I'm doing right now with the Rival 300. That's why I kind of stopped using it for a little bit, because it was kind of awkward. Although the shape was good, it does have a good amount of palm support, but the size was just too big that I really can't like grasp my hand over the mouse like what I have with the EC2-A. Aside from that, the shell is pretty good. Like this right side here just complements my pinky finger and my ring finger. It just holds it like that so that, you know, it can cradle it and not really drag on the mouse pad. I mean, I have been like saying this over and over in this video, but dragging on the mousepad is some of the things that really deter me from playing a smoother gameplay or playing a smooth FPS game. You know, the experience when you don't scrape anything on your mousepad is the greatest thing ever for me. So next thing is the left hand side. Of course, you can see my thumb is not really gonna be hitting the mouse 4 and mouse 5, and it's not in an awkward angle that it feels, you know, out of sync with when I put my hand on the mouse itself. Also, I did say about the palm support, which I really love. There's a huge backside to the EC2-A, and I know how everybody likes their backsides. Moving on. So you can see that my palm is fully supported, and I can actually push the mouse with just my palm, which is good. Of course you can do that but with any other mouse, but then this one just makes it feel, you know, comfortable. And that I think is what Zowie EC2-A is all about. Just because if you guys hear about gaming, about esports, when you're looking for that, why is it called for that? I think it's just because it's functional and it's comfortable. Basically, that's it. So next is the clicks on the mouse. So it doesn't have any like 11, 12 programmable mouse buttons. It just has the default mouse 4, mouse 5, left click, right click, mouse 3, and scroll. And that's all I need for FPS gaming. I use this for my mic for press to talk. And it doesn't feel it has too much resistance, so it's pretty easy to click. At the same time, it's not too frail that when I put like flick my thumb like that, it would accidentally click the mouse 4 or even mouse 5. And the other thing that I noticed about the Zowie EC2-A is that it does have those Quano switches. The difference between most of the gaming mice that I have used is that they're all equipped with Omron switches, which have that, for me, have that tactile bump or tactile resistance. And it's kind of good if you know, like press your mouse a lot of times, but that's just good for me in MOBA. But if you're gonna go for like FPS, I think the better way would be to have less resistance and then just click it and then it just fires straight off. So, you know, a little bit of that response time is even greatly lower, or at least slightly lowered, so that it's even more responsive. I mean, of course, it's not really noticeable. I've also used this with League of Legends and Dota 2, so it works just as fine. But this is a small thing, guys, that you might notice when you do switch from Omron to Quano switches. Aside from that, the other thing that I love about the Zowie EC2-A is the scroll wheel. It's very clicky. They said that for 24 steps, they made it to 16 steps, so you can see the lines here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is some lines there. And you can hear that there's like that scroll sound. And this is just like solid plus great indicator for me, because when I play CSGO, I actually bind my jump onto scroll up and scroll down, and this just means that when I do this, I know that I'm going to be able to jump, and it just feels very responsive overall. So I'm just going to be showing you guys a little bit of gameplay, and my final thoughts before I show you that or actually before that, I'm going to just show it to you a little bit of size length difference between this and the Rival 300. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it properly, but there is a little bit of height advantage to the Rival 300, and although that could be good for bigger hand users, it kind of feels too lengthy for me. I want something that I can grasp my hand over more, because you can see here that if I'm trying to reach the front of the Rival 300, my whole arm actually just goes straight through. Wait, did I try it? Yeah, it has to like go through there. But then with the Zowie EC2-A, no, just a little bit, and then you can just, you know, have your whole hand over the mouse, which just lets you for that full control, and I just find that better. So final thoughts on the Zowie EC2-A is basically the experience is the same with the EC1-A, but the smaller size makes it easier for me to control the mouse. The Quano switches are really good. The spacing, the shape of it, all really good for right-hand ergonomics. And if you guys really want, you know, are interested in this one, it's gonna be out very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any other questions, be sure to post comments, and if you like this well, please share the video. Thank you so much for watching. Asurai, peace out.
Ace clear?
He's at the yeah, whatever. I don't know the place.
Check.
Ah!
Oh, where? Close up! Close.
Ito na, side kalawa.
Uy na. 144 hertz.
One now.
Take off. My friend.
My friend.
Julia.
Damn!
Pala
That
yung
place!
scope sa loob. Narinig. Nasa Haze.